Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, a few deaths in the family, set in Dartmoor. And the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Plymouth's finest. So moving on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been very naughty and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them, with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so we have a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion staff, and we'll be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick, a vial of lethal poison, and our silence pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to just close these library doors here, make our way to the far end of the room. And if we look down, we can see Patrick Carlisle currently trying to chat up one of the maids. He will be interrupted shortly, and when he is by the butler, he will move underneath this chandelier, and when he does, we can see on the mini-map he's there. We can just drop the chandelier on his head for an accident falling object kill. So from here, we're gonna now make our way up to the top floor, avoiding that enforcer there. He will get in our way a couple of times. And we're gonna set up the Alexa Carlisle kill. And we're gonna hop up through the bedroom window here after ascending the drain pipe. We're gonna remove the male housekeeping staff member by turning on the gramophone in the bathroom. We're going to hide behind the bath here, and when he gets distracted and comes in to investigate, we can then render him unconscious and remove him from the equation. So here he comes now. We're going to wait in our position just behind him here, and he's actually turned the gramophone off rather quickly. Usually he takes his time about it. So we can then render him unconscious. We're going to hide him in the closet in the changing room here. And if we are quick, we can make it into the bedroom and remove Alexa Carlisle. Now unfortunately, we were not quick enough, and Alexa is, as you can see on the mini-map, just entering the area. So we're just going to wait for her and her bodyguard to leave, and then we can make our way over to the chaise lounge and add our lethal poison to the cup of tea there, and then we can make our way back downstairs, and we're going to do quite a bit more setup here as we still have 3 more targets to deal with. So we're just going to make our way into the building once again after descending the same drain pipe. We're going to head down to the ground floor, being aware that there are people around who will be enforcers, so we need to move quickly. We're going to head straight for the kitchen, and we're going to set up the, I believe it's the Gregory kill. I can always get Gregory and Edward mixed up. But Gregory should be sitting on the couch in the living space area. Here he is right now. So we're just going to drop our propane cylinder. We don't want to place it, we want to kind of just throw it on the floor by his feet there. And we'll come back for him later, along with his sister, as you can see, stood over by the sofa. So at this point, we're going to make our way over to Mr. Fernsby's office, and we're going to retrieve a second vial of lethal poison. So we're just going to lockpick our way through the door here, and the poison will be located on the windowsill, and we can then take that, and we're going to head to the dining room where either Gregory or Edward is located. I think this is Edward. I'm not sure. Like I said, I do keep getting these two mixed up. So he's about to engage in a rather lengthy phone call to Cassie, who he's not actually allowed to contact. So we're going to add our poison to his drink on the piano there. And then while we're waiting for that phone call to play out, we can then make our way to the kitchen, retrieve the second propane cylinder. And with this, we're going to then head back to the living area, or the living room, and we're going to throw our second propane cylinder just on the floor behind this sofa here. There we go. Now I recommend throwing it a little more to the left than where it is just there. You'll see why shortly. So with all of the kills now set up, all we have to do is await for Edward here, I believe, to finish his phone call, and he will then sample the now spicy cup of tea, and down he goes like a tree. And I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Not a very good one at that either. So that is one more target dealt with. Now to take care of Gregory, I believe it is, and Rebecca, we're going to make our way back upstairs. We'll use the library staircase as it is the least enforcer encrusted staircase of the three. And we're going to make our way up onto the balcony area above the living room, and we're just going to crouch down here and line up our shot with our silenced pistol. And there is Rebecca. She's going to be a little while yet. There is Gregory. So we're going to pull out our silenced pistol, line up our shot with the propane cylinder here, and that should just about do. And when Rebecca returns, we can then shoot the propane cylinder. She is now in position, and we've missed, and we've missed, and we've missed again. One more try. Let's see if we move a bit closer, and finally we hit the jackpot. So before we run away, we're just gonna make our way over to the window here, and we're going to wait for all of the panic to calm down. As you can see, Gregory has run off. Alexa still has not made her way back up to the second floor as yet. So once everybody calms down and goes back to their usual positions, we can now line up our shot with the second propane cylinder, although we do have to wait for Gregory's wife to leave the area. They're engaged in a mild argument. Gregory's being nagged at by his wife, but he's not having any of it. And when she finally moves away, which she is doing now, we can then eliminate Gregory from our list. So that's 4 targets down with just Alexa to go, and she again is still gonna be making her way upstairs. She will go to her study and have a phone call first of all before returning to her bedroom. So we are going to very carefully follow this guard, who is currently an enforcer, down the stairs, and we're going to make our way to the bridge exit rather slowly. Once the panic calms down, that guard will stop being an enforcer, and we can then move a little bit faster. So everybody is now returning back to their usual routines, and we can now exit the mansion, and we're going to go out through the living room doorway. We could go via the dining room, but there is an enforcer that way. So we'll go out through the living room and over the balcony here. We'll make our way to the bridge exit while we wait for Alexa to finish going through her routine. And when she gets back to her bedroom and sits on the chaise lounge, she will sample her tea, and she will find it not to her liking. So that is all of our targets now taken care of, and all we have to do is to make good our escape by simply walking across the bridge here. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of. Quite an enjoyable one, although we do get these targets quite often, and I'm going to have to come up with new methods for removing them. But we have eliminated them all according to plan, and we got our Silent Assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.